we get a lot of support from our community, so it's incumbent on us to give back. So we do it because we need to. It's a symbiotic relationship. We need our community to survive, and our community, we represent our community. And that was probably represented when we won the grand final for the first time in 43 years last year. I just had to slip that in.
I mean, obviously you've been doing it for a long time. What prompted you to take a closer look at it?
Well, that's a really good question. So we formalised what we do in the community by setting up our own foundation, which is an independent foundation that has its own board and its own governance structure. The foundation needed to be self-sufficient financially, and the SRLY, first of all, the first thing it did was allowed us to identify, are we really making the difference that we think we're making, and quantify that difference. The second thing it allowed us to do was understand what we could do better and refine what we do with our program. And the third thing it provided was an objective, quantifiable measure that we could say to our funders and future funders, this is the difference we are making in the community, and it's a best practice, nationally recognised evaluation framework, and it was done independently by SVA. And our funding model is corporate, government and community, and we were able to go out and say to the government, say to our corporate, but even to our members, our pensioners we have a regular giving program, that this is the difference, the $20 that you put in every month is making to your community.
You know, you're in the process of doing something a lot of organisations wrestle with, which is how do you bring the social investment, how do you bring the sort of the community engagement from the outer to the inner, so that it's a core part of it resonates within the business. You're meeting the business's aspirations, the community's aspirations, the internal aspirations of staff, and in this case, players as well.
The key lesson for us out of this, and I think what's worked for us in the development of our strategy and now the implementation of it, is that we took an inside-out approach. So we were really, really cautious around what are the commonalities that we would otherwise invest in the community in any given day through the club network, junior clubs, the elite clubs, or anywhere else. But we were really mindful about engaging the players around what our priority areas were. And one of them this year was around what we can do in the space of mental health and mental first aid literacy. And it was the first time that we went through our welfare and education officers, and we asked them to talk to the players about the program we were looking to run in partnership with our mental health partners. And we asked for expressions of interest for people, for our elite playing group to put their hand up to be State of Mind Ambassadors, which is the name of our program. So we thought one from each club would be fantastic. So it was a pretty big obligation. We had to stop the enrolment intake at 40, and it was the first time we've ever done it. Now we've got a backlist of just under 70, I think it is, and each one of those players have got an emotional connection, be it themselves or be it their family or be it their friends, a genuine desire to use their own personal brand as well as that of their clubs in the game to make an impact, a real genuine desire to understand more around mental illness and what they can do, and they want to be on the journey over the next 3 years. So one of the things that I really took away from that, so important when you're getting clarity around what you're going to stand for and why, that it's not just backed up by internally we do these things, but there's a direct connection with the playing group. Get that, and then you really start to get some volume and scale. And so my counsel for anybody in this, in particularly in corporate enterprises, thinking about what they stand for overtly has got to be backed up by what they would otherwise invest internally, and making sure they take the time to consult and engage your staff to be part of that process, and or volunteers and or administrators and boards. That alignment is critical, and when you get it right, you get real impact.